United Independent Movement. We serve our country with honor. We treat our people with dignity. We uphold our constitution with respect. We preserve our land with gratitude. We can, we will, we do. Together we will.
I'm Rushanda Pesco. I'm an activist on the Cape Flats against crime and violence. Today is June 16 and for youth today there is not much to celebrate. Yet I believe we can celebrate because we have overcome so many. We're bringing homage and honor to Ashley Creel, Colin, a lot of others that have given their life for this struggle. And today we are saying we are not tired. We're even coming out stronger today. Enough is enough, and as youth and as the youth's peers, I am prepared to give my strength and weight behind the youth so that they can have a voice everywhere, on every government seat. It is their right, it's their God-given human right to have their voices heard by everybody.
My name is Wasim Abrams. I'm from Lanenburg. The change I would like is for youth to unite a bit more. I think we can do this by introducing more sporting events and using like entertainment such as maybe doing rap music or sports like soccer or rugby or different ways that we can come together and unite the youth and do it under one big purpose with something that stands out saying we want unity, we want our people to come together and stand and fight for one purpose, because the way that the world is thriving is in the wrong direction. Firstly, there's corruption, there is poverty, and there is gangsterism happening everywhere, even in quiet places. People would say that only in areas of poverty there's happening crimes and dangers, but there are different places, even quiet places, people get killed silently and no one knows about it. And in public places like poverty happening and like I'm from Menenberg, so I am used to the gunshots being my alarm, waking up to the morning and hearing that people have passed or injured or hurt. But for me, I think that we can bring positive change, and I say we because I'm including myself in this. As the youth, we can come together and thrive by bringing ourselves together, whether it's uniting each other by sport or culture or religion. We need to find some way to communicate and have a purpose by fighting against corruption, crime and gangsterism.
Our youth are suffering today, and that is why this day was made possible. To give them a voice, and the outcome that we want is that this will become a multiracial council of youth, presenting themselves in government on every sphere and every level of government. Enough of us as adults speaking for them. They must start to speak for themselves. And it won't happen until we are opening the doors for them to take leadership. Our time is to mentor and nurture our future leaders to take us where we should be. Thank you.
My name is Sandra. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Menenberg. The change I would like in my community, I come from Menenberg, so gangsterism is key there in poverty. So for us to provide us jobs, to eradicate gangsterism, because the reason why they're gangsterism is because there's no jobs and that's the way to provide money for them. So we need proper jobs for them and opportunities, rather I would say. And that will automatically end poverty, because we have working in our area, then there will not be gangsterism. Nobody need to have gangsterism, so that's the key for me in our community.
Molweni bahlali. Goeiemôre and good morning. Assalamu alaikum. I think I want to start off by saying that today so many want to think about the past. So many of us start Youth Day celebrations when we speak about history. I want to formally apologize. I think one of the stalwarts that was going to speak today, who has apologized due to a very, very short inference of having to be somewhere else. As you were told, the Honorable Reverend Dr. Alan Busak was going to be speaking before me, but unfortunately could not make today and has been moved to another urgent location. I am not Alan Busak, as you have noticed. I'm a little bit lighter within appearance. I'm a little bit stockier, and might I say a little bit younger. But it will be wrong today, Roshandal, not to recognize Alan Busak, the man that was part of the struggle, the Alan Busak of the UDF, the Alan Busak that used to take a bakkie, a loudspeaker, stand on the back of it in Mitchell's Plain and speak about freedom that was not given to that generation. The Alan Busak, that man we remember today. And in God's grace, he is still alive and with us. Shall we not forget the marches of Alan Busak, Desmond Tutu, walking down the road and asking for peace. Today is Youth Day. I stood in front singing the national anthem. And I was reminded that in this national anthem, everyone was recognized even in the heat of the moment of creating an anthem that would take us to the future. Want in hierdie lied wat ons nou net so mooi gesing het, is Afrikaans. Die ou stem, die liedjie van die sogenaamde onderdrukker, is nog steeds in die stem, in die volkslied. Today, my talk, very briefly, is about three things. One, the country has a past. We should not live in that past. So the discussion today is not about living in the past. It is remembering the mistakes made and never make it again in our life. Secondly, it is about where are we as the youth of today, yourself, and recognizing that people that 45 years ago, specifically people like Hector Peterson, Ashley Creel, even in memory, people like Solomon Muslang, Chris Hani, and many more people sacrificed their life as youth so that the youth of today can build a new country. I always laugh, it's weird when you are introduced. Yang hom nomslaan sê apa yang mlungu. Ja, jy het mlungu op 'n konferensies. Ja. Outed. It's weird to have a white guy who was born a boertjie in Stellenbosch joining controversies, fighting for the freedom of a group of people that were supposed to be the enemy. That's weird, né? A wit boer wat 'n terrorist geraak het en 'n freedom fighter and can stand here today and say, we love no matter race, no matter religion, no matter, we love you all. All of you. Everyone is loved because we are the people of Umzansi. And in isiXhosa, we used to scream, halala, halala, Umzansi, halala. Halala. Say it. Halala, halala. This is the voice. And if you don't know what it means glory, it means great, it means happiness. Mr. Program Director, are we happy? Are we happy today on the 16th of June 2021? No. No. Because here's another word. Dololo. Ayiko. Apapelele. Udolo. Say it. Dololo. It's nice. Dololo. So today when the youth get up, the youth will look at you and the youth will say, you can speak of 27 years, you can speak of Hector Peterson, Nelson Rolihlahla, Madiba Mandela, and what did you leave after 27 years? Dololo. Dololo. Ayiko. Or in my words, niks. Zai. Niks. Zai. Hoor my Zai. He's niks, my bro. He's niks. Jy weet hierdie woorde wat onpolities, deesdae polities geraak het. Is soos 'n ou, my bro, wat gister vir my sê, ons het nie kos op die tafel nie. Maar die manne ry Mercedes-Benz. Toe sê ek vir hom, wat wil jy vir hom sê? Toe sê vir hom, voetsek, my bro. Tsek. Ons soek nie julle politicians hier mee nie, voetsek. I want to tell the youth of today that my generation must actually apologize to you. The generation that gave their life to struggle, on behalf of them today, I will take it and say, I am sorry. Mamela Matlabane, Nomslanje Apayu Makokulu apology to you as the youth today, because this is not what we were dreaming for you. Ek wil dit vir julle sê. Julle kinders, julle jong mense, I even want to say it to my son and my other son that I brought with today. Son, this is not what we wanted for our country today. We wanted housing, halala. We wanted electricity, halala. We wanted jobs, apasabenza, halala. We wanted education, halala. We wanted health, halala. We wanted you to rise as a country coming from a bad past to a new future, a new dawn, apa nomslanje, apa igomso, apa freedom. And you didn't get it all. Dololo. How many people today, program director, are on a housing list for 30 years now? Waiting for 30 years for a house. How many of our youth today wake up not with the breakfast on the table, but with the gunshots of gangsters waking you up and killing our youth? How many of you this morning, yesterday, put up your hand, heard gunshots? Show me your hand. How many in the past 2 weeks heard gunshots in your neighborhood? Show me your hand. Put up your hand if you heard gunfire. Look at this. Look at this hall on Youth Day, when 3/4 of this hall put up their hand because you heard gunshots. How many of you put up your hand as the youth has lost a friend or a neighbor by a gangster's bullet? Put up your hand. How many? 30 of you. How many of you every day wake up in an area where there is poverty and no food? Look at this hall. How many of you, en ons moet waarheid praat, how many of you youth in this hall today will show me your hand and say, how many of you currently don't know what you will do in the future? And how many of you here, hoeveel van julle hier in hierdie saal, se ma en pa het nie werk en weet nie waar die toekoms is nie? How many of you do not know where the future is coming? Now only the youth, that's now people under 25. Under 25, julle moet reguit praat because today is the truth. How many of you, hoeveel van julle in hierdie saal, how many of you, and you can be honest with me, how many of you, the youth of this country, how many of you are scared and worried about the future of this country? Put up your hand. Look at this. Look at this. This is not the future that this country's leadership wants for you. How many of you youth, die jeug, how many of you have lost hope in the leadership of this country? Put up your hand. Lost hope. We've lost hope. I want to tell you something. Youth, listen to me. Hope lies within you. Hope is an attitude that can actually depict your altitude. Racism is something that is not given to you at birth. You're not born a racist, youth. You are not born, jy's nie 'n rasis gebore nie, die jeug. You are made it. You are made a racist. Because if you take a baby and you take a baby from every race in this country and you put them in a creche, isn't it funny that they love and hug and play together? But by the age of 16, we hate each other. Racism in this country is perpetuated by the politicians, not by us, the people. It is a sad day that on Youth Day today, we are more racially segregated as the people and the youth as ever before. Isn't that the truth? Is dit nie die waarheid nie? Ons is meer rassisties vandag as 27 jaar gelede. Am I right? Please, if I'm wrong, am I right? Put up your hand if I'm right. Am I right? There's more racial tension now than before. And you know where it starts? It starts at school. Dis by die skool. What an horrific scene this week at Witbank, where racial tension started to hit us at home. Is there good news? Is daar goeie nuus? Well, there is. I want you to understand, coming from the point of struggle, where people like me picked up a gun and had to fight apartheid. 4,000 people got injured on the date today of 16 June 1970. 4,000. Because they stood up for one thing, and that is their right. You think as the youth that you don't have a voice. You think as the youth that you cannot rise and take on the future. You're wrong. Because today, 45 years ago, they rose. The youth got up. And the youth set this country on a new destiny. As jy hier sit en jy dink jy het nie 'n stem nie, if you are 16 in 3 years from now, you will be the new voter. You are 16 today, you will vote in 3 years from now. You are the youth. You are a different youth, I must admit. You are a youth of Instagram, TikTok. Ek is op TikTok, né? Anybody? Just go look for me. I don't do the dances in TikTok because I'm there. You know, the youth don't talk to us as parents. They don't wake up in the morning and the youth come and say to you, "Morning, Dad." They say, "Do you have Wi-Fi?" The youth don't call the dad and say to the dad, "How are you?" They say, "Dad, I ran out of data." Am I right? Am I right? Data and Wi-Fi has become the new currency. Maak dit nie data nie. Maar het jy al geëet? Nee, maar met Instagram. We're an Instagram, Facebook generation. We still did the post, Dave. You know, we used to use Dove's telexes and handwritten notes. My child and my children, they don't understand. It's Xbox, it's PlayStation, it's the goeders, my bro. As a dinge, you don't date your girlfriend anymore. You WhatsApp. You know that you get the youth, they sit next to each other, and all of them are WhatsApping each other. They're sitting next to each other. And then you say, "What you doing?" This now we're talking. To whom? No, to my friend. My sit daar langs jou is ja. We're a new generation. And if the political groupings and the people in this country don't start speaking to you on that manner, we will lose you. In our days, we had passion. We marched. Remember? We marched. We took it on in the streets. Today, social media is it. Politics is a noble thing. I'm sorry to tell you that. We made it a bad thing. Because a true politician is a person that serves the community without gain. An activist like me, Roshanda, we are activists. I think it went wrong, Roshi, when we started paying politicians. I think when you started paying a councillor to do his work, they stopped caring. Kom ons praat reguit. You should not be paid to care. You should not be enumerated to look after your neighbor. In the Holy Quran, there's a beautiful verse that says, if every neighbor helped every neighbor, no one would need help. So my message to you on this day is clear. You as the youth need a job. Isebenza nomslaji. You need jobs. You need education. You need to understand that in this country, we built a country that's free for you, not for us. So rise, youth. Get involved in youth movements. You've got to get involved. And I'm sorry, it's not politics. This is your life. The politicians made it unattractive for you to now stand up. Forget the politicians. Take back your community as the youth and take it now. Because if you don't get up now and fight for a country that you believed in, then the people that currently are not the youth will ruin this for you. You have to have a voice. In actual fact, can I tell you, the youth of today has a better voice opportunity than we ever had. Because you've got social media that you can speak to 1,000 people. I'm calling you up. I'm calling the youth back to duty. I'm calling you to go back, because I'll tell you something. If you think the role model that you have is the gangster, is the BM, die goeie ringe, en die dinge, then you are wrong. Because drugs and guns and crime is not a life living. It is a death that comes soon. The role models of today should be the people that have dreams. Our youth in the informal settlements, they dream about being a shebeen owner, a taxi driver, or a till worker at PEP. You are bigger than the worker of just staying at a level. You must rise. Rise, South Africa. Am I right? Because I'm not hearing the youth do this. You must rise. Where are you, youth? Julle moet opstaan. And you've got to rise now. Because we, the people that fought the past, so that we could rise in the present, want to give you today the key to the future. And the future is Mzansi. The future is you. They asked Morgan Freeman, how will you stop racism in the world between black and white? And Morgan Freeman said, maybe you should stop calling them black and white. Am I right? This country should be referred to as South Africans. The hope of this country is yours. Die hoop is julle. I hope today there will be a debate here. I hope today there will be discussion not about only the past, but the future of a beautiful country. Do not make today politics. Simunye. Simunye. It means one. It means together. We are a better nation together. Few of you know that in 2005, I was the manager of the under-21 Springbok rugby team. We took 36 boys of all races and we went to Argentina. Peter de Villiers and myself, we took people like Wynand Kreer, Brian Nabana, we went with Chili Boy Ralapela, and we went to Argentina as 36 young South Africans, and in 2005, 36 young South Africans won the World Cup in Argentina. And it was white, and it was black, and it was indigenous, and it was ons boys, and we beat Australia as a group, not of white and black South Africans, but as South Africans. Now, if in 2005, we of different races could stand together and win a World Cup, can you imagine what we can do to a country if you, the youth, can just stand up and fight? Will you stand up and fight? Put up your hand, youth. Sal julle opstaan? Sê dit. Opstaan. 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 Sê dit. Stand up. Stand up and take this country to where it belongs, and that is a World Cup a day. Have a victory a day. You can be poor in your pocket, but you can be rich in your soul. So ek het 'n boodskap vir julle. Sy, you, Mamela. Here's the key. Mamela, here's the key to the future, youth. I want you to do me one favor. All the youth, get up quickly. If you are under 25, get up. Julle is mos jonk. Staan gou op. Come on. Get up if you are the youth. Get on your feet because you still can. Het vat my 3 minute. So I want you to do, I'm going to do something. It is from me to you. It is from me to you, and I want you to do me. Here is the key of this country. It's here. I'm going to throw it to you. I want you to catch it and put it here. I want to see you do it. Will you do this? Yes? Yes? Kan ons dit vir hulle gee? So here's the key of Hector Peterson. Here's the key of Ashley Kuhl. Here's the key of every fighter that fought for the free and liberation. I'm taking it. I want you to put out your hand, catch it, and put it in your heart. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Youth, are you ready? Yes. 3, 2, 1, take it. There it is. Take it and put it in your heart. Yeah, give yourself applause. Lalapan, thank you. Did you catch it? Where is it? It's in your heart. Everybody, do you feel it? Show me. Do you feel it? It's your key. Now go unlock every door today. Thank you very much, and alala.
Hi everyone, this is Jesse from the UIM Youth Alliance. We will today be announcing the official launch of the Youth Alliance faction of the UIM. Today we're at Salt River, the community hall. We will be speaking to the youth, and on today, the special day of the youth, we will be focusing and mentioning on what we want to do for the youth and where we want to build on the youth.
My name is Jesse Bowers. I'm here on this very special occasion on a very fitting day to make an important and proud announcement that is going to hopefully make a huge impact on the lives of all the people of our beautiful nation, and more particularly the youth of South Africa. You have heard what our president has said, Mr. Neil de Beer. The message has been delivered loud and clear. That message now has to be echoed and shared to all corners of our country. The UIM is fighting for the survival of South Africa and its people, and also on this day, its youth. Our country has been ravaged by crime, corruption, poverty, hate, discrimination, and the future does not paint a nice picture. Unless we rise, join hands, and make a difference. Not just a difference, but an impact that will be seen and felt by all in our communities and in our country. It would seem that there isn't much hope left for the future generations of our country. More and more young people are seeking opportunities elsewhere after leaving school, and the rest are being left out to dry, with no prospects of acquiring sufficient education or job opportunities after school. Our youth is slowly but surely decaying and giving themselves over to drugs and gangsterism. Suicide rates are increasing at an alarming rate, and most people between the ages of 16 and 30 are struggling with depression and a sense of hopelessness. The UIM aims to change all of this, not with miracles, but by God's grace, hard work, determination, and compassion. We need you, the youth, to get up and join us in our mission to remedy and rectify all the wrongs that have been done and currently being done to the people and the youth of our nation. We need you to help us secure your futures and the futures of our generations to come. We cannot sit back anymore and let others do the fighting on our behalf. We were given the key, and it's our chance to step forward. We have to act, but act now. With this all being said, I would like to announce and officially launch the UIM Youth Alliance. On this historic day of the 16th June 2021, we need you, the young people of South Africa, to join us. Let your voices be heard and your actions speak for itself. Together we will. Proudly UIM, proudly United Independent Youth Alliance.
I have something short to say, but it's not that much. But I'm from Menenberg and I grew up with gangsterism and poverty. People started killing each other for food and stuff, but there's a system that was started in the community that's called that's dance with the little children. They gather the children to keep the children off the street, then they let the children dance, then they make circles and stuff, and that prevents the children from becoming gangsters. But all I would like to say is education is the key to success. UIM.
Education is the weapon for self-liberation. UIM, United Independence Movement.
30 years and longer of a journey. And you taught me 3 things I will never forget. A man must always clean his own shoes, because a man is judged on the cleanliness of your shoes. Well, I cleaned mine this morning, just in case y'all go wash mine. A man is judged on how you treat your woman, because the women are the rock of society. You taught me clean your shoes and honor your woman, your mother, your sister. But there's one thing more that you taught me, and that is honor. That no matter what you do, there's right and there's wrong. Always fight for right. So today is a privilege for me to hand over a special badge that was made for you.